You're listening to DraftKings Network.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
Today's episode is sponsored by DraftKings. Stay tuned because you'll hear more about DraftKings and all it has to offer throughout the show. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Forgive the self-involvement off the top of the show. There is plenty to talk about here, but I do want to explain to an HBO Max viewership that must be very confused about how we onboarded because we never explained anything about the show, because one of the greatest criticisms I get is that I over-explain things, and then the new audience gets here and they're like, I don't understand why they're all dressed as Willy Wonka. And I don't know the backstory of Willy Wonka. I know we are paying grid of death punishments today. 3 of us are. And I know that general costume wearing, I think, shouldn't feel like a punishment. They allege around here that it's a kink for me. I hate this. I lose more than everybody and left my house this morning, okay, with my wife saying to me, why are you guys so disorganized? You look like shit as Willy Wonka. I've got a purple cake in storage. Why are your people so disorganized? You could have looked good today. That's how I leave my house. And then I get here and Lucy's looking at me and she's like, I hate you. You made me wear a Willy Wonka costume. I'm like, I didn't make you wear anything. Jeremy was around here because he loves these damn costumes more than I do, by the way. You say it's a kink for me. He loves the costumes.
You love them too.
No, I think it's funny content. Right. I'm looking for the thing I say today that goes viral with me dressed as Willy Wonka. That's how I'm spending the entire show today. But
number one, brother, you look more handsome than you've ever looked, I think, in recent history. So that's number one.
He's right.
Number 2, $10 tone.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay,
wow. $10.
$10. Oh, wow.
All right.
I mean,
I like it, JuJu. Yes.
This is a bright and early morning. We're blessed to be alive. Here is Willy Wonka spitting out random griefs.
You know what? Fair enough, JuJu, but it's not a $10 fine. The maximum fine around here, unless I kill somebody, is $5.
Murder.
If I murder somebody, it's $50. That's yours, by the way, Jessica.
Getting off light. I mean,
I was about to call you ridiculous, but I will keep my mouth shut.
I've explained to everyone, and they don't understand it or think that it's fair, that because someone stole the fine bucket, and because someone stole, again, the most recent amount of money that was in the fine bucket, when Jessica, at the grid of death, suffered instant death but got the money in the fine bucket, she opened it up to find out that it was gone. Mm-hmm. And then I pulled it the following week, and because of that, I have said that every fine that goes into the bucket on my watch while I have it goes to Jessica. So and it's all my money anyways, because no one else is paying the fines. Thank you for the tone fine, JuJu, but it's $5. And because you gave me $10, 2 minutes to the penalty.
Damn it.
Oh, no.
Only Stugotz gets to do
2
that.
minutes for overcharging.
Only Stugotz gets to punish me extra. So I'm sorry I've over-explained the story, but Lucy, what is the story, the real story of the Willy Wonka thing that we're recreating today?
Well, first, I just want to say that I have paid off all of my punishments. I was done after the last, I believe, 80s costume, but I am here. I'm a team player, and guess what? I'm not very happy about it. But that's okay, Dan. I don't hate you, but I blame you a little bit.
Again,
just a little.
All right, Lucy.
But JuJu's gone, so he can't find me for tone.
there are things that I want to get to here, and I will get out of the muck of this in a moment. But now I'm mad at Lucy for go sit in the penalty box with JuJu.
Wow, 2 minutes for being a team
Do you want to
player.
hear something crazy?
No.
Dan, this is my first time in the penalty box ever.
All right, well, get out of here.
Congratulations.
Bye, guys.
That's unbelievable.
Enjoy it.
Well, she doesn't even know what she's being penalized for, which is annoying. And what she's being penalized for is telling everybody that she doesn't have any punishments to serve. And Jeremy just told her to wear a costume because we need to do this Willy Wonka bit. And that means that she showed everybody the show from the inside. How does she not know what kind of crime that is yet, having been around here for a while?
Sounds like a $50 fine.
Yeah.
What does this show look like from the inside?
It's got indigestion. It's bile. It's a combination of biles and acids and gurgling lava and an occasional fart sound, a whoopee cushion, and some laughter, some sneezes, some coughs, some
race,
some general. There, what? Why you got to bring race into this?
Race
why you got to bring race into this? Some top fives.
Well, if you're wondering why Lucy looks like a sad Oompa Loompa, it's because you guys aren't dressed up as the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie. You're dressed up as the Glasgow Willy Wonka Experience that people went to after seeing an AI-generated ad a few weeks ago and then went viral for being the saddest thing that's ever happened. There was like these hired actors in a warehouse dressed up as characters from Willy Wonka. Children were crying.
What character is Jeremy? I've
It's
seen
a
Willy
good
Wonka.
question.
I'm the AI generated The Unknown. So apparently AI generated this entire script for what this Willy Wonka experience would be, and they just sort of imported it into AI, and AI created a new villain, the Unknown, which is a chocolatier that lives within the walls of the chocolate factory and scares children. I think there's something about children not being able to go to the dentist.
It's horrifying to look at.
It is horrifying.
Well, but you guys,
and it scared kids.
All right, well, it scared kids, and I really do think we kind of skipped over what it is we're trying to recreate today, as I, too, left my house in tears today because my wife is like, your costume looks shitty.
It's supposed
cheap.
to be.
It's cheap and shitty.
She made you cry.
That's how it's supposed to look.
Yeah, you're not Timothy Chalamet or Gene Wilder. You are this hired Scottish actor who was supposed to play Willy Wonka in a very cheap costume at a very cheap event that made children cry and inevitably led to the police being called.
It proves how into this you and her are based off the standard she has.
The thing that I feel like we buried the lead on here, and there are things that I want to get to today from the world of sports, though not many. The reason that I think that she buried the lead is because I happen to think that the funniest thing about all of this is that we just sort of skipped past. We're recreating a movie that made children cry, like an aggressively scary movie. Kids went to go see something they thought was going to make them happy and light. It's Willy Wonka.
It's a chocolate factory.
It's fun. It's candy, and they leave crying.
Right. This is the Willy Wonka Experience. In the movie itself, the kids actually died. So
Yes.
Willy Wonka killed those kids.
Forgive me for the difference. Yes, I made the mistake of making it a movie.
Very scary movie.
In the experience, but kids crying. How many kids crying are we talking about? Like, how often was there video of kids crying with what it is that we're recreating? Because you've created a special kind of disaster. I mean, Willy Wonka, just the name by itself connotes happiness, right? It seems like it's fun to say Willy Wonka. Now you got a candy factory, and now you got screaming kids scared to death. Yeah, because the unknown. Look at the unknown. He's popping up from behind. Yeah.
You can hear the kids start to cry.
No.
All right, put it on the poll, JuJu, please, at Batard Show. Who was crying more at the Willy Wonka Experience? The children, the scared children, or the paid actors working in a sad warehouse?
Turns out the unknown was a 16-year-old girl, and she was not happy with the script she was given.
How did you guys handle these type of scary houses when you were kids? Because I was that jerk. Once I got to be like 15, 16, I would walk through with a straight face, and when they try to scare me, I would just look at them like, you didn't scare me.
Oh, I was.
It's the worst in hindsight. It's the worst kind of like, just like, nope,
hates that
not
kid.
scared. Not scared.
The worst, I still am scared of the one in my neighborhood as a child because the teenagers were intent on emerging from places that would horrify children, and they did it correctly. That I was 39 years old.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Does not change.
Waiting for it.
Does not change the fear of the experience. They were always in places I wasn't expecting. I know because I was one of those kids. Later in life, I enjoyed a great deal. In fact, I would say it's a great deal of fun to be the scarer in the haunted house as a teenager.
To answer your question, Chris, I was the kid who just kept their eyes like focused on the ground and was just like, I just need to get through this and be brave so my friends don't make fun of me for being too afraid to go in, because I was afraid.
Wait, so you're saying, because I think you're stating the obvious, that it's more fun to scare kids than be the kid that gets scared?
I am stating the obvious. You're correct. It is an obvious point, but I am telling you that my childhood, Miramar, we had a famous haunted house in our neighborhood. Okay. And I remember it still 50 years later because the teenagers got great joy out of bleeping with the 5-year-olds and the 6-year-olds. And what they would do is they would scare the hell out of us by popping out of places. Again, we thought the house was haunted. No one told us that this was an illusion. I was just beginning to understand Halloween. All of it. I'm a child. My innocence is being stolen by these teenagers hiding in scary places in something that I think is haunted.
Well, you were 39.
I know. We've covered that already. It's my joke. Can I have something to myself around here?
Another fine.
That costume.
Tone.
I've already been.
Before we move on from the penalty box, because I haven't heard anything that much because I've been banished, I just saw that the video team don't know how to spell unknown. They call him the Unkown, goddamn.
Oh, no.
Salute to the video team. I love y'all.
Okay. I'm glad you guys enjoy the video team spelling unknown Unkown.
Well,
they also spelled Loompa wrong.
Hey friends, it's Mike Ryan, and a lot has changed over the years. But one thing that hasn't, the great and dependable taste of Miller Lite. It was the original light beer, and to this day, it is still the best one. Miller Lite has more of the taste that you want and less of the stuff that you don't. I was at a baseball game. I love college baseball, especially this time of year. And thank goodness they had Miller Lite on tap. I had a Miller Lite, and you know what I did? I have to do this. Contractually. I take that first sip and then I look around. Taste buds. Electrified. Yeah, Miller Lite, you were always the right call. And that's why I love you so much. Then I turned to my friend and I had a great conversation. Oh, Miller Lite, you grease the rails for a good conversation better than anybody. I love you. Miller Lite, you keep everything so simple. Times change, but you can always enjoy the great taste of Miller Lite. Tastes like Miller time. To get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, visit MillerLite.com/Dan, or you can pretty much find it anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories per 12 ounces.
Don Batard.
You got to know I'm a big Colombo guy. Salute to that boy.
Okay, I don't think that's proof. I don't think that's proof. I think that's a lie. I don't think that's.
He said salute.
I don't think that is evidence. Salute to that boy. It suggests camouflage. It suggests that JuJu has no idea what we're talking about, and now is just Googling it.
Stugotz.
I'm not Googling it. My grandmama stayed in the country. I watched the Braves. I watched Colombo. I watched Matlock. I watched Andy Griffin.
Yeah.
Salute to you, sir. But you go to the penalty box, Dan.
You tell him.
Take your ass to the penalty box.
You tell him, JuJu.
Call me a liar.
You tell him, JuJu.
Back to you, Stu.
This is the Don Batard Show with the Stugotz.
I'm glad you guys appreciate us being generally incompetent. If you want to be general ambassador, ombudsman, and editor, JuJu, you don't have quite enough jobs around here, so you can help us. You can help us with that as well.
JuJu is on a ridiculous gambling run, and I can't believe he made a pick yesterday after winning 3 straight 3-game parlays, I believe. And I went against him last night because I figured he was due to lose, and he won again. It's unbelievable.
You're that guy?
Yes, I am that guy.
Oh, you're that guy.
I regret being that guy.
Wait a minute. So wait a minute.
I went against JuJu.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, JuJu. I love you,
You're
man.
not sorry.
I am sorry. I lost money.
JuJu, but this is, so just to be clear, you put your money on JuJu failing. You put your money on JuJu.
To be fair, a lot of haters out there doing the same thing. They praying on my downfall, but we just got to keep our, you know what I mean? Stay on our lane, run our race, and achieve the goal.
Okay, but you're surrounded by haters who are now wanting you to not win your next bet because you're 10-0. And you guys aren't shocked by this? You guys aren't in any way surprised? Jessica, you went home disappointed yesterday because you got an email from Stugotz's people. He didn't even make the request himself, asking you to work for free on his book.
I already forgot about that.
God damn Can you
do today.
Can you help me understand the pathology of the sports fan who would JuJu's 9-0. JuJu's feeling good. JuJu.
I mean, technically, I'm 10-0 right now, but that's semantics.
I'm saying you're 9-0 at the time Stugotz comes sniffing around and he's jealous because this is hot. I didn't make any money. You know how I'm going to make money? When he feels bad.
I'm going to fade him.
I am going to bet against JuJu being happy. I hope I come in tomorrow with money in my pocket because JuJu has embarrassed himself in front of others right when people were rooting for him.
9-0 is very impressive. I don't think it was anything personal, right? Stugotz is just like the gambler's logic of like, he's due.
Right, there's no way.
The do factor.
The do factor. There's no way he's going 10-0, and I actually like LeBron at home against the Kings.
There is something.
Against his instincts.
There's something to be said
due.
for the do factor.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Always failing.
Can't last forever. I mean,
I can't believe you guys are all siding with Stugotz on simply hating on JuJu and trying to make money off it. That man, if that's not hating, what
it's fading.
No, all sorts of things. Also, it's fading when you're making it around people you don't care about. It's not. It's hating
Stop that.
He believes in science. He's just going with the numbers.
I bet you it's a better feeling for JuJu that I didn't take his advice and lost my money than it would have been if I said, "Hey, I'm riding you out here," right? Thank you, Chris.
So he made it better.
Right
yes.
Okay. I'm pretty platinum. And you get another chance to go against me today on Thursday Thunder with DraftKings.
He's in the kitchen right now cooking it up.
He's due to lose.
That is Stugotz's logic, and that is always Stugotz winning. He just turned that into an act of charity where he made this feeling even better for JuJu by betting against him, and now he not only gets to win and go 10-0, he gets a victory over his public haters. We should be thanking Stugotz for what he did for you.
You're welcome, JuJu. I mean,
there are a number of things in sports that I do want to get to, Stugotz, including the game that the U.S. women's national team played in last night. They played in a monsoon. It's always fun when the soccer ball just gets stuck in a pool of mud.
Put it on the game gets slower.
Slightly slower. At Batard Show, is it more fun when the soccer game gets stuck in the puddle in the middle of the mud at midfield? Because this was a viewing pleasure. I don't think anybody would enjoy playing in that.
It was a little, I wouldn't say it was all a pleasure because I think there were like legit concerns for player safety because the field conditions were that bad. But yeah, it ended up being like almost comical watching how the ball moved. Anytime a player would fall, there'd be just like a wave of water coming off of the grass. It was just ridiculous. And it ended up going to extra time, which is like double the amount of having to watch players play in this shit. And then it went into PKs, and the U.S. won. Alyssa Nair saved 3 PKs. Whitty was on the call, had a call for the ages, which I heard this morning because this game ended at like 1 a.m. Eastern. So let's be honest.
Well, does video, or is it Unkown, whether video has any, whether video has for us something that would either show this game or Whittingham talking about this game, or the rights not available to us, so we just have to have second-hand knowledge of how Whitty talked about this game?
That is currently on count. I think we can probably get away with playing the audio, but probably not the video. But yeah, Alyssa Nair made 3 saves in PKs and made a PK. I think she will probably go down as like the greatest goalkeeper in U.S. history, TBD, but she is an absolute beast. And wow, Dan, what a game. People were trying to say this team was dead. This team, U.S. soccer will never be the same. Now they're in the Gold Cup final against Brazil this weekend.
And it was just being said it was dead because they ran out of gas in the last tournament they played, because it's hard being a dynasty for that long, and Rapinoe misses a kick, and all of a sudden they're not the dominant thing that beats everyone every single time because some of our players got old.
Correct. I mean, some of the criticisms of U.S. soccer, I think, are totally valid, but I also think that, like, it's these last 2 games the U.S. women's national team have played in this tournament have been a couple of the best games they've played in a long time. And so it's very heartening going into the Olympics this summer to see them playing at this level, especially seeing new players on the field, new attackers, people that are scoring goals that haven't played before in international tournaments. So it's great. I'm super stoked about it.
Do you think that they enjoyed playing in that? Because I'm looking at pictures of it now, and it's one of those things that kids would enjoy playing in that, but them as professionals, I don't know, but it just looked insanely wet.
So much fun. They had fun.
Like splashing around.
Wet socks and wet cleats.
Oh, no, afterwards it stinks. No, I know it stinks, but when you're in it, I don't know, it's just a change of pace.
No, I think Jessica's got this right, that trying to do their job well is hard enough physically on the body. Now doing it in conditions that are unpleasant, when they don't treat it quite as much as play like we do. Like they're doing surgical strikes on, we do these things in practices 1,000 times so we get it right at this speed, and now you've changed all our variables in a way that's unpleasant.
But everyone loves a slip and slide.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju. Does everyone love a slip and slide?
It's like when you're watching a snow NFL game and you're like, oh, that looks fun, until you think about being tackled into a freezing ground hard as concrete.
Yeah,
Not
but as a
fun.
kid growing up, like if you looked outside and it was snowing, you wanted to play football. You did. I don't know if that changes as you get older. No, snow games were the best.
When I grew up playing soccer, if it was like the slightest bit cool in the air, the slightest bit of dampness, I wanted to stay home. I hated that shit. And I grew up in Chicago, so the weather always sucked. And it was terrible.
So is Stugotz using dated information on snow from 50 years ago, thinking that kids actually still like to play games in the snow?
I think I'm just a coward. I'm just sensitive to temperature changes.
Since we talked so much about kids, Stugotz, I wanted to ask you a question, because we were talking about crying kids specifically. And I saw a video the other day that delighted me, because before we play this video, I want to ask the group, because I don't know if the group has seen this video, and I legitimately remember, Stugotz, where I was when Peyton Manning crossed over for me as a personality, where I was like, oh, this guy can be more than a quarterback. This guy has comedic timing. He knows how to make fun of himself, and a place where he can have a career evolution that will be fun for him is if he decides to act. And then one of the first times I saw him doing something on Saturday Night Live, he was puncturing his pristine image as the proper quarterback by just hitting kids with a football and knocking them over. And it was funny every time, because kids being hit with a football or hit in the face with a ball is funny. And now I present to you this video from not the scouting combine of a little kid running a route.
Oh, come on, go get it. Come on, run your route. Okay. Oh, go get it. Oh, go get it. Go get it. Okay.
Hit right in the side of the head with the ball.
Got to put your hands up.
Always funny. I'm maintaining. I am maintaining good. That is, Stugotz is absolutely right. That kid deserves blistering criticism. Get your hands up, kid. Don't get hit in the side of the head with the ball. You ran the route fine, but then you looked like a fool when the ball hit you right in the forehead.
It was a damn good route, honestly.
Yeah, it was a crisp route.
Yes.
It was tight route.
Got to be honest, bad throw.
It's a bad. I'm with
behind him.
Back shoulder.
I disagree.
MVS
You've
of
got to make
babies.
that catch. You have to get you at the very least need to get your hands
Yeah,
up.
he didn't even throw the hands
At the very
up.
least.
Hands up, yes. Got to adjust a little bit, slow
Come
down.
Come on.
I mean-
You got to help your quarterback there.
Kadarius Toney would like a word, man.
Yeah, put that in the corner and just play it the rest of the time, because I do find kids being hit in the head with a football in a way that's totally harmless to be funny.
Oh my goodness, Dan, sorry to
What
break
happened?
up the monotony right now, but we have sad news out of the NBA. Ben Simmons is out for the remainder of the season while he consults with specialists and explores treatments for options for the nerve impingement on his lower back. And it doesn't stop there, Dano. It gets even worse. Minnesota All-Star Karl Anthony Towns has been diagnosed with a torn meniscus in his left knee and is out indefinitely. Sources tell The Athletic and Shams.
Your Nets.
Wow.
Their season has come undone since I believe what I said is they're good, and then I walked it back to above average, and then I looked at the standings, and they were 19-32 and fired their coach.
You're a coach killer.
Yeah, and Stugotz hasn't let me forget it, and I appreciate that about him.
Sorry.
No, you're not. Oh, you are not. Not in any way. But I got that one wrong. I did. I can admit it. The Nets are indeed not good. I, in hoping for something else for Ben Simmons, have wondered a number of things about him, a couple of things, right? Because this is one of the strangest careers I've seen. Is clearly a number one in the world talent at his position, and his college team can't win basketball games in either the NCAA tournament or the NIT. I think didn't get into the NIT, and everyone's telling me that's the best pick in the draft. That's the future of the league. Ben Simmons. No such thing as someone who could guard all the things that human being is. And since then, he has had an assortment of frailties that range from his back, in the most generous of circumstances, to his head, if you're willing to be cruel about what that lifestyle does and what being Kardashian adjacent as a young person in sports does to what would appear an athlete succumbing in Philadelphia under the biggest of pressures, like his teammate Markelle Fultz, who couldn't do it either when he was in Philadelphia. That one of the great talents of our time, a can't-miss prospect, has been betrayed by his body, and most people listening to this would say more so by his mind, because this is a player that should be a franchise changer. This is a talent. Before Wembanyama got here, and in between wherever it is that Dirk became and Karl Anthony Towns became people on the perimeter who made threes, this human being was supposed to be a sport changer as a bridge between LeBron and Wembanyama on what these people can do physically, because there's not supposed to be a 6'10 or 6'11 person who can handle a basketball that way.
This is a guy as a rookie in the NBA. Played 81 games, averaged 16 points, had 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and a block a game, and was considered one of the best defensive players in the NBA.
I would love to watch an honest documentary on what happened to Ben Simmons. Not one meant for, like, how's this going to look for Ben Simmons among influencers? Like a really honest look at what happened to this person. Was it what sports did to his body or what sports did to his head?
Maybe a combo of both, right?
But the fact that the audience would answer, most of the audience would say to me, I don't think that kid's problem is with his back. I wonder if he wants to play. And I wonder, does he want to play? And I'm doing that based on only, like, it looks like he's scared, and I understand why.
Dan Le Batard.
David Samson, weirdo. Because he was not the fun substitute teacher who'd wheel out a TV and play a VHS tape of Armageddon in science class. He was the weird one who would eat an egg salad sandwich while clipping his toenails into the trash can and ranting about Ronald Reagan.
Stugotz.
And the guy kept talking about how his ass was smooth, smoother than a newborn's cheek. He wouldn't stop bragging about his bare buttocks to me.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
I know that I over-explained the show, and I know that, Lucy, I just penalized you for letting people look behind the curtain in a way that is not acceptable to me, because I'd like to keep certain things around here hidden. But one of the things I can no longer keep hidden is the fact that David Samson is entitled to a whole lot of his gripes about Meadowlark Media when he perpetually feels like he's left on the outside of things that we are doing, just generally as a show. He's working very hard on Nothing Personal. It's exceptional. People like it. It is award-winning, and he's doing it off in this corner, working very hard every morning, doing a daily show by himself. Not a lot of people are doing that. But then when he comes over here, there's some discomfort and some reluctance, and he says, hey, I want to be a part of this world, and now he's throwing a party on Sunday. And here's the problem that I have. He's here today to do a top 5 list with Adnan, I think, and I'm not sure, but I will ask Lucy and Jessica this question. Does the segment, Adnan and David Samson, reviewing movies in a way that is more thorough than I hear anyone reviewing movies, is that a segment that is working? I believe it is failing, because I believe every movie they choose is from 50 years ago.
No comment.
They just need some sauce in the middle. Like we said, Belichick and Saban show might need a Snoop Dogg. Yeah. They might need a guy like me to come along and help review some movies as well as them guys. Ooh. So we can review some hood movies as well. I would love to hear Adnan's take on Don't Drink a Juice in South Central while being something in the hood.
Don't be a menace?
Yeah.
Maybe we should have some sort of like audition on Sunday where JuJu who takes over for them, and if he does a better job, like maybe we replace both of them.
No replacements. We love our brothers. And my brother, by the way, perfectly coiffed hair today, David Samson. Oh my God, you are glowing, brother. But I think that's an idea. We might need a doggy ear.
This is the pre-Oscar cut I got it yesterday, so I'm fresh for Sunday's
All right,
party.
let me explain to the audience. Now, you say it's strange, but here's what I admire about David. Okay, you say it's strange.
A pre-Oscar cuts?
No, that's not what I admire. Not that part. What the part that I admire is he cares so much about being valuable to this company that he's throwing a party that no one here wants for 7 hours on Sunday, and he's invited all of us. And it feels like some show might break out around what he's doing, but what you guys have to understand is he's taking Sunday very seriously. He's not here for our hijinks. Him and Adnan love the movies so much that we will be a distraction to them talking about other shit, and we will not respect either David's beliefs about craft or David himself if we don't come to this party and actually try to help him.
Where is Adnan?
He's at spring training. He's supposed to be joining us. Right? He just texted me he's interviewing Randy Arozarena.
All right,
Look at me, Louie.
This is another thing that makes David Samson
makes me crazy.
Insane. Look at me, Louie. Adnan Virk is always late, and we're always late onboarding David Samson. David, you find it a disrespect every time, do you not, that we make you wait even 2 seconds when you're always here punctually? You are never late.
I just would like you to start when you tell me you're going to start. But what's even funnier about Sunday's party is that Mike Ryan's done a great job trying to herd cats and get you guys involved and interested. And I came up with an idea on one of the pre-production calls yesterday, that we're doing a contest for all of your listeners. All they have to do is go to LeBatardAF.com, fill out an Oscar ballot, and if you win, you're going to get a really cool prize, some extra stuff, and if you beat me, then I'm going to throw in a nice piece of memorabilia and something from my collection. But this is a way to do business, and there's zero support. Mike Ryan, I love him. He said, run with that, David. And so I worked with Russ Gilbert and New Voodoo starting yesterday at 6 p.m. And guess what? We're live on LeBatardAF.com.
Hey.
Fill out that bracket right now and try to beat me if you can.
Okay, I'd like to know how to best support you right now as we wait for Adnan, who is speaking. Now, I didn't think Randy Arozarena's English was all that great. I thought he did most of his interviews in Spanish. Adnan Virk does not speak Spanish, does he not?
He does not.
Okay, so that's good.
You know what I speak? Oscars, and I can't wait to sign up for David Sampson's new promo at LeBatardAF.com.
JuJu, you are perpetually positive sales. I appreciate that. JuJu's got his own collection at LeBatardAF.com that you should check out. And David, I just want to understand, because you were a bit vague there, okay? If you're promising some version of our show is going to show up to do our show with you for 7 hours live on Sunday, you need to be more specific about what your prizes are. And I will tell the group here, having seen David's work as the former Marlins president, when David does stuff like this with his own memorabilia collection, the stuff that he has just laying around the house is super valuable stuff that he gives to charity that gets lots of money.
If there's a winner, he should allow that winner to walk into his house and select the piece of memorabilia that he wants, or she.
And if JuJu's the winner, he gets David's job. Right?
Oh, never that. Wow. No, I just want to be able to sit in the chair one time, the glove chair. Can I just sample the chair, brother? That
you
thing
should
look
get
comfy.
the chair. Yeah. JuJu gets the chair.
I would love you to come to sit in this chair. And believe me, contrary to what half the people in your company think, Dan, I am not after anyone's job. And you can all have my job because I care so much about Metalark and LeBatardAF.com and you, Dan. And I just keep getting thumbs on the neck. And at some point, I get a little hurt, but I just keep going, barrel through. So this party Sunday, we're going to do 7 hours. Me, Adnan Virk, and Ben Lyons. We're going to do pregame. We're going to do a watch-along during the Oscars, which start at 7 p.m. Eastern. You're going to get picks. We have special guests. And the hope is that you will all join in your Oscar tuxes and Oscar gowns and come on the air to talk about your favorite movies. But am I counting on it? Please, Dan. I may be dumb, but I'm not stupid.
Okay, just one last thing to promote this for the audience, because we've never done anything like this before, and I will say this in a moment of total transparency that David, after a year here, I didn't realize that he'd been here a year. David has forced this upon the company. a 7-hour party that is live on YouTube that I'm not sure how much anyone around here wants to actually attend. And he's making it as easy as humanly possible for us, saying, never mind, we're going to do 7 straight hours. If you guys just want to come around, sit around, and eat, you don't even have to be bothered to wear a tux, but we'd prefer if you respected what we were doing. He's working really hard to create something here that will be a pretty fun live stream if we participate. If not, you're putting him, Adnan, and Ben Lyons in a position where they have to talk about movies for 7 hours straight, which they can do. They can do very well, but may not be as entertaining as you guys want.
It was their idea. They're putting themselves in that position if no one else shows up.
Look, Adnan getting ready. He probably talking some damn well right damn now. He good. He can fill 3 hours if we need Adnan to fill it. But I am
actually
on one movie. Yes.
Right. Stu, you got it a little wrong. Our dream was to do this live from the red carpet. But the entire budget for Metal Arc got blown on Vegas. Right. So then we pivoted to live from the stained carpet at the Elser.
All right.
Potato.
Can we just point out that Dan really likes having that little cane to wave around while he's talking?
You do.
He like he has Wonka bars in his pockets.
He enjoys that a lot.
I am enjoying this part of the costume. I've never enjoyed with these grid of death punishments much of any of it, even though you guys always make it a kink. But this, I can do some stuff with this.
Wow.
Like what? Top 5 things you could do with that wand.
I can do all of them with this. If you think it's a kink, all of them can be done with my magic wand.
What candy bar is Dan? I say the Milky Weight.
Wow. Too soon. Too soon.
Tweet in your
I say
answers.
the 4th Musketeer.
Wow, David.
Wow.
Snackers?
Really?
The 1,000-pound bar?
The 1 pound bar?
That doesn't work.
The 1
That's
pound bar.
opposite.
The 1 pound bar. What do you not understand? Well, the 1 pound bar?
Boom, boom.
I was trying to make you feel better, Dan. I could have said the 1 kilo bar.
Neither of those are funny. That's the kind of entertainment you will get for 7 straight hours with
If we don't show up.
and Ben Lyons. That's right. If we don't show up, look who showed up! Look, old bedhead Virk here. Yeah, so squeezing us in between his other 10 assignments. Adnan Virk, the segment is over. You've got an Oscar party on Friday to attend. You're joining us from Ray's spring training. You're almost here. You interviewed Randy Rosarena, who I didn't think his English was great, and I thought you would have done a better interview in Spanish. Okay, you're there to correct me. I understand. What are you going to give us in? That's my favorite team in the sport. Tampa Bay, the Rays are my favorite team in the entire sport. They a big turd in the playoffs last year, but I thought that they could have beaten anyone last year. And you're joining us live from there to promote what you're doing on Sunday with Samson, because we're worried we're worried you two are gonna talk too much and not have enough, sparks and friction and fun stuff.
Thankfully, Rosarena had a translator. Manny was fantastic. I actually interviewed Kevin Cash right now. Make sure you join us on Sunday. There's Kevin Cash right now with Jake Pavey. That's all I have to say. It's going to be an awesome show. You guys are the best. Take care.
Okay. Great.
It was very important. Cash with Pavey.
Live report. Yes.
Dan, you want me to sabotage my career for this?
Yes.
Kevin Cash is waiting. Literally, he's waiting here.
Before you go, Adnan, can you do America one favor? Turn your phone sideways just one time.
Yeah. All right.
One time. Here you go, JuJu.
Oh, my God. Beautiful.
Kevin Cash, waiting for you with Jake Pavey.
All right. Adnan, listen, pass along to Cash for me. Just real quick before you go. Before you go, just pass along to Cash for me, okay? I watched more Rays games than anyone in Florida last year.
Oh, get out of here, Dickie V.
More than Kevin Cash.
And what I'm telling you is that Kevin Cash, that team betrayed me in the playoffs and made me look like an asshole because they were so bad in the playoffs. You tell him, send my regards.
He's gone.
He already hung up.
Okay. Well, then he's not going to pay. I mean, he respects baseball too much. What was that sound? JuJu, what are you laughing about?
Someone sneezed.
It was a cough, I think.
David.
Who sneezed? Who coughed? Where there was a stray sneeze? Was it Adnan? Right before leaving, did Adnan sneeze?
Might have been his dismount, I think. Yeah.
Well, Samson has my Venmo. If it was him, he knows where to send the fine money.
All right. We didn't do this correctly. Sunday, David, I hope that you get a turnout there. We will promote it for you. I hope that I know you care deeply about both this event and fitting in here at Metal Lark, so I appreciate what you're doing this weekend.
Just go to LebatardAF.com right now. The Oscar ballot is live. Fill it out and try to beat me and Adnan. Good luck. We'll see you Sunday live at 4 p.m. Eastern.
And David, without overpromising, big prize, correct? Because your memorabilia collection is tremendous.
Only if you can beat me.
Also, Super Cinephile coming soon with JuJu Gotti and David Samson.
Hey friends, it's Mike Ryan, and a lot has changed over the years. But one thing that hasn't, the great and dependable taste of Miller Lite. It was the original light beer, and to this day, it is still the best one. Miller Lite has more of the taste that you want and less of the stuff that you don't. I was at a baseball game. I love college baseball, especially this time of year. And thank goodness they had Miller Lite on tap. I had a Miller Lite, and you know what I did? I have to do this contractually. I take that first sip, and then I look around. Taste buds electrified. Yeah, Miller Lite, you were always the right call. And that's why I love you so much. Then I turned to my friend, and I had a great conversation. Oh, Miller Lite, you grease the rails for a good conversation better than anybody. I love you. Miller Lite, you keep everything so simple. Times change, but you can always enjoy the great taste of Miller Lite. Tastes like Miller time. To get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, visit MillerLite.com/Dan, or you can pretty much find it anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories per 12 ounces.
Purchase new wiper blades from O'Reilly Auto Parts today and we'll install them for free. See better and drive safer with O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.